Well, hello out there, everybody. How is it going? Welcome to Flawless Rage 2. And welcome to House Flipper 2. Tonight we're going to be continuing on with our restoration of a house. So we'll get straight into that. I've kind of started working on it. I know I said I was going to wait until the next stream, which is now, but I've decided to basically just go ahead and get one thing done on it. So, let's see how we progress tonight with it. It is the Verdant Nook. So let's go and make it a fucking nook. Weird word that, isn't it? Nook. Anyway, yeah, hope you guys had a good weekend out there. It's been cold. We've had a few frosts here in the UK, especially in Norfolk where I live. And, yeah. But another week is ahead of us. So let's make the best of it, shall we? So here we go. This is what I've done. This is where the doors were. As you can see, that's now bricked up. The back door is still there. This is going to be there. It's got a door on it now, so that's like a little entranceway here. And here is what was the kitchen, and this is going to be our living room area. This is going to be the kitchen. So, without any further ado, I guess we better get on with it. But I'm wondering if I should do the garage first, because, it's not going to take long. I mean, there's really nothing to be done in here apart from get rid of all this crap and then, so I think that's what we'll do. So, yeah, let's do that first tonight. So, yes, as I said, I hope everybody's had a good weekend. It's been very cold this weekend. Hasn't been too bad, but temperature's starting to rise from tomorrow, so I hear, up to about 10 here in the UK. So, for the UK, that's quite good. So, hopefully it'll be... starting to get a little bit warmer. Nights have started pulling out ever so slightly. So spring is on its way, thank God. I do hate the winter months. Autumn and winter are my worst. Can't stand the bloody cold weather. And when you've got dental problems like I have at the moment, and no dentist to look at you because they're all wankers, then, it kind of becomes a bit of an issue. Right. So just get rid of all of this crap here, and we ain't going to need none of that rubbish. But this is going to be our garage. Let's get rid of just this. We'll clean it up. Not really any painting or anything to be done in here. It's just a straight up tidy up, really. And there you go. Some bins in here. They can go outside. And some bags there to chuck in the bin as well. Why don't you just put the bags in the fucking bin? It'd be a lot easier. Right, let's get that. Where should we put our bins? If I put them there for the time being, and then I can make a little area here for the bins to sit. There you go, done. Right. So yes, this is our little garage, and we're just gonna, like I said before, this is just a restoration. This isn't anything big. I'm not building anything crazy. I'm just making it, improving it in some ways with a few, building aspects, but the rest of it is just going to be, straight up how it is, just a resto. What's the color of this on the outside? It's white paneling, is it? Right, I'm actually going to brick this piece up here. Okay. And then we'll paint it. There. Okay. and then get rid of said paint. And yes, we could do that. And what I'm going to do is, should we get rid of that window as well? We do have other ones, don't we? And we could put a couple that side. Fuck it, let's do it. It'll make it look better. What I'm going to do is build a workbench. Now, I could just put cupboards in here, like kitchen cupboards kind of thing, but I mean, that I suppose would be in a way quicker, but nah. I've got to get the bloody paint back again now, ain't I? Okay. Lovely. If we go up to about here, we can take it along to the wall. Then we'll know where we're aiming for. And then, here comes the fun part. If I do it from the back, it might be a bit better. That's what she said. Right, okay, so if we go to there and then come out, how far does that need to come out, though? Okay. Let's do it to about there. Perfection personified. That might be a bit too high, actually. Yeah, that looks like it might be a bit too high. Let's get rid of that. And we'll make it that little bit lower, shall we? Or we might just go with the cupboards idea. Some people use that in garages. Old kitchen cupboards. And we're going to do the same, bollocks to it. Right, okay. Cabinets. Let's go with... yeah, sure, let's go with these ones, why not? And that can be like a little workbench area, you know. Car repairs, all that sort of stuff. Okay. And I need one just to slot in there, if it'll go. There you go. So now we have a little workbench area. Now, I did say we were going to put a couple of windows over here. Yes, you're looking at a fence, but at least there's windows. Right. Okay. And then you got building accessories, so you can have things on there, on the workbench. Like you got your vise, you got your bench grinder, drill. What else do you want? A handheld woodcutter. Well, yeah, I suppose. Toolbox is always handy. We could put a couple of, well, maybe put a couple of those in. I don't know. We could put two next to each other. There you go. Just basic beginnings of a workshop there. And yes, fear not, we are going to put some cars in. So we've got a car there. Well, that's more of a van. But that can go in there. And then the little daily run around can go there. There you go. Just clean up the driveway where there's tyre marks. And then we'll close that door. Close that door, and the garage is basically done. We just need to repair these panels on the outside, which is not going to take 2 seconds to do. There we go. There's that one. And there's that one. We already have a gazebo out here, which has got a bench in it, which is fine. We'll change that, though, I think, to something a little bit more nicer. Also, we've got some repairing to do on this wall. Okay. Well, should we do that? Well, I don't know. We might even paint the fucker. Who knows? Right, let's go in here and start on this living room area, shall we? So this is going to be our living room. We're going to do windows first, and we're going to put them the side there. Couple of windows there, and yeah, that is the outside there, isn't it? So maybe we'll do another one there. Right. And then let's get some carpeting down. Okay. We'll go with some... Well, that's a bit fucking dark, that is, actually. Sure, let's do that. We haven't really used that colour much. There's still a bit of shit on the floor there, I see. So, well, we'll probably just cover it. Nobody knows it's there. If you don't tell Bilo, I won't. Right. No, I've got the option, I suppose. Let's just clean it. There you go. I wonder if there's really people out there like Mr. Bilo, you know, who buy fucked houses and, you know, obviously he sells them on for a profit. No, and that's the thing. Nobody keeps anything anymore, do they? Like, you know, you could have anything. I mean, you see people... I used to go to the auctions on a Friday in the town where I live. They got an auction house. And every Friday I used to go to the auction and see what was about, you know, things like that. I bought a few things from there. And I remember going there and they were just sort of like, you know, it's just people buying stuff to resell. But how they know the person they're going to sell that to doesn't resell? You know what I mean? Nobody really keeps anything anymore. In the chat, my bro's in. Mr. Boston Teapot is in. He says, hey, brother. Hello, my man. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all good, bro. Fantastic to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. Right. Let's put a light out there. Let's use what we have. Okay. And then... let's just chuck a wallpaper on there. Any fucking thing will do. I'm not too bad, bro. I'm pretty good, thank you. Yeah, it's been an okay weekend. It hasn't been too bad. It's been quite pleasant, really. Okay, we'll just chuck that up on the wall. That'll work. Right. We need to wire those lights up and everything. But yeah, nobody keeps anything anymore, do they? You know, everything is sort of like a resell. I mean, people buy... it could be anything from garden equipment to cars to... hell, records. I've known many people to, you know, buy records and, you know, just for the resale value of them. You know, me, I like to keep shit. You know, if I have to, if I only sell records if I stop really listening to that artist or get bored of it or something and, you know, can't be asked with it anymore. That's when I'll sell it. But apart from that, I don't really sell my records. I still have the majority of my collection. There are some that I did sell just because I wasn't playing them. What's the point of them being there if I'm not playing them? You know. But rest assured, I've still got all of my Michael Jackson thing. And that's something else we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going down the Michael Jackson road tonight as well. I need to get something off my chest when it comes to that. Now, we'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, but no one really ever keeps anything no more, do they? You know, it's a bit fucked. Anyway, I want to get onto this other thing about MJ. So, everybody knows that the fucking there's going to be a brand new Michael Jackson movie out this year, which is starring his nephew, Jafar Jackson, who's going to be playing him. I believe that is Jackie's son, if I'm not mistaken. And because of that, here in the UK last night, Channel 5 decided to air sort of like two Michael Jackson programs, sort of like Michael Jackson, The Real Truth or something it was called, and about the court case years ago. And the man died in 2009. Why can't people just leave him the fuck alone? You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is, you know, to this day, and I'll say it forever, he did nothing wrong. He is not what people accuse him of being, because people don't understand his story. People don't understand his story at all. This is a person who was the world's greatest entertainer by far. Now, yes, I know I'm a rock and metal person. Yes, I know I'm an Ozzy Osbourne fan. Always will be. Ozzy Osbourne is the greatest to ever do it. You know, rock and roll wise, he is the greatest. But Michael Jackson's the biggest performer of all time. No one can really dispute that. Thriller is still the best-selling album ever. Worldwide. In the US, it was beat by the Eagles, Hotel California, I think. But worldwide, it's still the greatest-selling album of all time. That album came out in 1982, and it's still holding up here in 2026. And so they're bringing up shit about MJ just because there's a movie coming out about his life, about everything. I don't know what it is going to touch on, what it isn't going to touch on. But don't you think that sort of like people have ridden on the sort of like the Michael Jackson train enough, where sort of like they've got to keep bringing him up and things that happened in the media and all of that shit just to fucking get views, just to fucking, you know, have something to talk about because their own pathetic little lives are so dull, drab and fucking boring that they can't think about anything else to talk about? I mean, really? Do we really need to go down that road again? You know, and rest assured, they can go down these roads as much as they want, but Michael Jackson fans will always jump to his defense because even though, like myself, we never met the man, we know the truth. We know why these things happen. Okay? There is no two ways about it. And forever, I'm saying what I've said. He's innocent. He always has been innocent, always will be innocent. You know, lots of people don't like it when you say things like that, especially when they want you to be on the, he's not that, he did this train. No, he fucking didn't. You know, people think, oh, he's this. He had kids sleep in his room. Yeah, he did. His bedroom was fucking massive. His bedroom was huge. This was at Neverland Ranch, and his bedroom was absolutely fucking huge. But people still, oh, no, he's this, he's that, you know, when they don't know the story. They don't take 2 minutes just to think about why, you know, he was like the way he was. He was abused as a child. That much is true. If he was abused as a child, why the fuck would he abuse any kids himself? Also, there's sort of like the fact that, people are saying, oh, well, he did this to this kid. He did this to this kid. I've heard it in interviews, yeah? Newspapers, tabloids are all bullshit. All they do is tell lies. Every single last one of them. They have to sell, remember? They're a business. So, of course, they're going to make up excuses and lies and bollocks to sell. Now, when it comes to Michael, nobody, let's run through the facts here. He had no childhood. He was, from the age of 5, he was performing like birthday parties and stuff like that. And then he became sort of like, a member of the Jackson 5. And was having sort of like, success with that. But people still want to jump on him, don't they? People still want to, ride that fucking train. They're sort of like, oh no, he's did this. He's one of these. This is why he had Neverland Ranch. Because he had, no privacy. That was, Neverland Ranch is out of the way, well out of the fucking way. And he wanted privacy there. That's why he built his own theme park. He couldn't go to theme parks. He couldn't go to shops. He couldn't shop like a normal person. He couldn't go to the movies. He couldn't do anything because of the fame. And yet, it's always him. The bigger the star, the bigger the victim, It's always him. It's always sort of like, oh, Michael Jackson did this. Michael Jackson did that. He's one of these. He's one of them, when people don't know his story. And that pisses me off. As a fan, that really fucking pisses me off. And quite frankly, the MJ fans are sick of it. We know the truth, but we have to, keep jumping to his defense, which we're more than happy to do. And, does it get tiresome? Occasionally, yes. It can be quite tiresome. Because all we hear is the same old crap over and over and over again. That he's, that he did this to children, that he did that to children. He fucking donated money to children. He went to visit sick kids in hospital. But guess what? Nobody talks about the good stuff he did, only the bad. Interesting that when you think about it, isn't it? So to anybody out there who's sort of like, oh no, he did this, he did that, he's one of these. Yeah, go fuck yourself. You don't know what you're talking about. You genuinely don't know what you're talking about. You're talking shit. You're talking out your fucking arse, mate. You know what I mean? And, people sometimes ask me, do you find it difficult being a fan of MJ? And I'm like, no. Why would I find it hard to be a fan? The man was an absolute legend. His music lives forever. Why would I find it difficult to be a fan of MJ? And then sort of like, and it's nothing like that at all. People just don't understand the reach that this guy had. All he ever wanted was privacy. All he ever wanted was, to be left alone. But unfortunately, no one could let him have that, could they? It always had to be sort of like, he's done this, he's done that, he's one of these. It's a bit ridiculous, really, when you think about it. So, he is 100% innocent. He always will be innocent. And that is what it basically boils down to. Am I going to stay an MJ fan? You bet your sorry ass I am. Am I proud to be an MJ fan? 100% I am. I'm proud to have all of the albums. I'm proud to have what I have of him. You know, a lot of people are sort of like, a lot of people would honestly give their left arm for the stuff I've got. You know, but that's just how it works. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. No one will ever leave him alone. Why the fuck do you think he brought a song out called "Leave Me Alone"? Because of all of these weird stories and stuff, sort of like, oh, he sleeps in a hypodermic chamber. There is a picture of him in a hypodermic chamber that was donated to the Michael Jackson Burns unit. Nobody thinks about these things. The bigger the star, the bigger the target. And Channel 5 are disgusting for showing shit like that to get views in, to get viewers in. Just because the movie's coming out, their chance to stir up a little bit of shit. Well, I put it to them, sort of like, you're as bad as, the Leaving Neverland bullshit. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Leaving Neverland wasn't a fucking movie. It wasn't a documentary. It was basically a public fucking scandal. That's what it was. And that bald fucking wanker who made it should be ashamed of himself, and them two money-hungry little pricks are on there as well. Should be fucking ashamed of themselves. You can agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. Your opinion is your own. But, keep it to yourself. Because nobody wants to hear the bullshit anymore. We've had enough. We will defend him, but we've had enough. We don't need to hear it anymore. I mean, will this movie spawn a new album? It'll probably just be a rehash of sort of like the, previous stuff that's been out there that everybody can get anyway. But it'll be a new release, so people like me will go and buy it, yeah, I'll be getting the movie. I'll be seeing the movie, things like that. And I really can't wait for it. It's going to be the year of MJ this year. And I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited to see what they've done with it. What subjects they have touched and what subjects they haven't. And like him or not, people can't really diss MJ really when you think about it. Because what is there to say? Really nothing to say at all. Apart from he was the greatest of all time. You ain't going to get no bigger star than MJ. So that's my 10 cents worth. Do with it what you will. Don't come at me in the comments with it because I'll ream you out. But, yeah. I'm just telling you the straight up fucking facts. And people can say all the, oh, but he went to court because of this. He went to court because of that. He must be one of these. He must be one of them. Truth is, guys, right? Yeah, okay, we know he didn't do anything. Not what he was accused of. But, he absolutely did love children. Like I said, he didn't have sleepovers. He didn't have a childhood of his own. That's why he had all of this stuff when he was, older and had his own home and was successful. You're going to get some little cunt who's going to be sort of like, slagging it off somewhere. I know you are. You get them all the time. It's the age of people wanting to complain about things. People want to be offended by everything. People want to fucking have something to moan about. And that's fine. Each to their own. But before you do it, just think. At the end of the day, Michael's got kids. 3 kids. Yes, they're all grown up now and doing very well on their own. But, they're still their dad at the end of the day. And as for people who are sort of like, well, he did this, he did that, then please explain to me why the FIB raided Neverland like 2 or 3 times. Surprise raids. Nobody knew it was coming. Michael didn't know, nothing like that. And they went through everything, destroyed the place, and found nothing. I could rest my case there. As a matter of fact, I will. Right, let's get on back onto this build now, shall we? So, we're going to put a window there. We'll probably do a double window there, actually. We can't put one there, and we can't really put one there. I'm going to put a little one. Yeah, the FIB, brother. FIB for... I've been playing GTA, sorry, the FBI. I've been playing GTA, they're the FBI. Fucking hell. Yeah, I've been playing GTA today and we've been chased by the FIB a couple of times. Yeah, it was the FBI, yeah. Yeah, they raided Neverland, surprisingly, and found nothing, so, No, I've been playing GTA today as fucking, my head's in a bit of a scramble today. We're going to just put the basic stuff in this one. Oh, God, the mountain lion, yeah. We've seen a couple of them today. Me and my son have been doing so much on there today. We went through the Dre missions again. We went through the UL paper missions today. We've done all of that stuff. But I managed to get my Deluxo back through it, so that's really good. Like I say, I'm not going to be streaming GTA anymore. I could, but that's something I'd like to keep for me, in my downtime. So, yeah, I won't be doing no GTA streams. When 6 comes out, yes, but in the meantime, no, not 5. And I really could do some decent streams, but I just don't fancy it, Okay. Let's go back into here. We might get one cabinet there so you can slam your keys on it when you come home. A cooker. And Boston says, I always found our death matches pretty fun. Yeah, they were pretty cool. I did enjoy them, I have to admit. I guess from GTA 5, that's one of the things I'm going to miss, streaming with you, bro. But, I just don't want to stream GTA 5 anymore. I'll tell you fucking something. I hope I can get this stream done in time. The fucking wind is getting up outside. Let's hope we don't get a power cut. Right. Washing machine there. This game's just gone light again. Did you see that happen? Why does it do that? Now this house looks unbearably bright. Right. Turn that off. It might look a little bit better. Right. So there's a basic little kitchen. Right. Okay. Right. Let's take a look. So, I mean, that's just a paint job, isn't it? Let's take a look upstairs and see what we have here. We have. I don't want to clean the fucking thing. I want to delete it. We have some dead plants. And we have that and that. That. The picture might be able to stay. Let's take a look at some of these bedrooms. That's not too bad if I'm honest with you. We can get rid of all this makeup shit though. I have a 10-year-old who has like makeup and stuff, and her room's always fucking messy. Wardrobe. Fuck it. Okay. I hope to got that screwed up newspaper and not tissues down by the side of the bed. That'd be quite disturbing. Get rid of that shelf. Do you know what, honestly? It's got... Oh, hang on, there's a cup over there I've got to get rid of. Chuck some curtains up there and a TV up there, and this room's good as done, really, isn't it? I'm going to do that. Fuck it. This is just a resto. You know, we're not going for anything big here. Might go with the same curtains, actually, if they'll fit. Come on, you... Right, okay. More narrower pair. Will that do the job? It's the windowsill stopping it, isn't it? Right. Option B. Amen to that, my brother. And a telly on the wall. And this one's just, you know, all good. I'll put it down to about there. There we go. I'm calling that one done. Nice and simple. And I'm going to shut myself in here at the same time. That's really fucking useful, that, isn't it? Right, looks like it's dark outside, so let's turn some lights on. Well, this one's a bit of a shit tip. I'm going to see if I can avoid that for now. Bathroom. Right. Okay. Get rid of them. Is that sink separate? By George it is. Don't ask me who the fuck George is, because I don't know. Right. Get rid of them. Instantly got a more spacious bathroom. With more what is it with the plants on this game? I know what they want you to do. They want you to fuck up, so you delete the fucking windows. Right. You got a bathroom light? Yes. Is there a way to turn it on? Is there a way to turn it on? Maybe out here? There we go. Done. Right, we've got some muddy footprints to sweep up here. Or clean, or what the fuck ever it is. Okay. I suppose we better make a start with this fucking room. Right. Well, that's deleted quite a lot of shit, and it looks a bit brighter already. Okay, I need to... We'll just keep going then, I guess. Right. So I'm going to turn this into a bedroom, but it's going to be a bit of a throwback bedroom, if you like, because I want to use some of that 90s stuff, like the VCR and stuff. So I want to use that in here. So this one's going to be a bit of a throwback. So we just want to clear out all of this crap. Right, delete that. Okay. Right then. Let's start turning this into a bit of a brighter bedroom, shall we? What do we need? Let's choose maybe a wallpaper. What says 1990s? That. That. I mean, we could do something like that, but I think that's a bit too drab for a bedroom, personally. I still say that one looks like penises as well. It's just an observation. Mm, I'll go with botanical wallpaper in here. Anything's got to be better than black walls. I'm sure some fucker must have been sacrificed in here. Right. Okay. Let's bring a bit of tranquility to this room. It's still going to be a bedroom, but for someone who's well into their 90s stuff, you know? I mean, you get people like that. You still get people who shop for CRT TVs who can watch digital on them just fine, you know, just with a box. I used to have one up until we moved here, and it worked, and it had a built-in VCR on it as well. Right, I'm going to put a white carpet down, just brighten this one up a bit. There's a shadow of its former self now, this fucking room is. Look at that. Much better. Okay, so we're going to go with the bed to start us off. I'm going to go there. We'll go with a nice comfortable bed in here. Might move it over to that side just a little bit. Plenty of space for a nice cabinet. There's a TV cabinet there, which is about perfect actually for what I want to do here. And then we're going to go into here and go to our nostalgic collection, which is just here. You know what? I'm still going to go to the TV menu though. Right, we'll put that over there as far as we can. Turn that on. Has that got underneath storage? Yes, it does. Could I store stuff under there? Maybe. We'll try it. DVD player. Oh, no, that's gone under. There we go. It's got a DVD player. Let's get the VCR under there as well. Lovely stuff. And let's go with, we'll get some tapes. They might be able to go in the drawer, actually. Don't know how many I could fit in the drawer, mind, but there is, yeah, Atari. That would have been quite good. Okay. And now we need to go with... I mean, that's an alarm clock. Well, it could be used, certainly, but not what I'm after here. Let's go and look in where the other stuff is, and we might find what I'm looking for in here, perhaps. No. If I write it in, will it come up? Let's try it. Okay. Oh, there it is. There we go. tape CD radio next to your TV, that sort of stuff underneath. And essentially, you could even put a computer in here, you know. I might find a space downstairs for that if I can, actually. I'll do a white blind. At least it'll go with the carpet in this one. And I think we'll have a standing lamp to finish her off. Now, we're talking 1990s, aren't we? So would we go with that, or should we go something like that, maybe? I'll put that one in. And there you go. That's your little nighttime hideaway. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Do you know what? I remember the days when I used to have a fucking TV that small. Oh, the bed's in the way. I don't think I can... Can I put it over a little more? Yeah, go on then. Now it should open. Yeah, beautifully. Okay. So what's left to do? We've done the kitchen. We've got the living room area. We have this little nook here to go outside into our garage, which has the cars and a workbench and stuff inside of it. So that bit's done. We've got the garden to fix up, don't we? Nice sized garden as well. I'm sure that there's something we could do with this. But I think that might have to just wait till next time, because I think it's time for me to say goodbye. So yes, getting closer on this place, you know, getting it done. Just a refurb until I can think of other ideas of what the fuck to build. So yeah, and up until now though, you know, it's going all right. So I'm going to close out here. I'll try and be back at some other point this week. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching. It does mean an awful lot to me. Before I go here, the usual shout-outs. First up, he says, all right, thanks for streaming in the comments. You're more welcome, my brother. Thank you so much for coming in. And that is Mr. Boston Tea Party. You need to go and subscribe to his channel. Why? Well, ladies, he can build you a mansion. He will show you his hose. He will show you how he handles his hose and whips that thing about. And my God, ladies, you don't want to miss it, seriously. So please, go and subscribe to Boston Tea Party, because he does a whole host of games. He is the king of the mansions right here on House Flipper. And, you know, he's just an amazing person as well. So please, go subscribe to my brother from another mother, Mr. Boston Tea Party. And do yourself a favour. And Boston, say a massive hello to Mama Boston for me. I hope she's okay. Just being my normal dirty American self. Of course, brother. I wouldn't expect anything less. I'd be worried if you would, actually. So, yeah. Excellent stuff. Now, another person you should go and subscribe to is Pam's Game TV 2000. Why? Well, she is the queen of the flipper. She does incredible builds. She is an artist. There is no other way to put it. This woman makes art on here. You can give her the smallest house in the world and she'll turn it into something looking like $1 million fucking dollars. She really will. She is really good at what she does. She does incredible work, and she's a lovely person as well. So please go and subscribe to another very, very good friend of mine, Pam's Game TV 2000, because you are going to be, you know, doing yourself a massive favour if you do. So please go subscribe to them two channels and do yourself a favour and enjoy the content, because it's awesome. Right, I'm getting the fuck up out of here now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It does mean a lot to me. All that's left to be said tonight is look after yourself, stay safe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again at some point this week. And until then, as I previously said there, stay safe. And good night, bro. Take care. And God bless each and every single one of you. Good night, guys.